So I asked Venerable Burin what he might like to share with us this morning, and somehow he seemed to know what our country seems to be lacking at this moment. So he said, well, how about I speak about panya, which means wisdom. We're not lacking in wisdom, are we? No. In the Buddhist teachings, panya is taught, some people say 3 aspects. I think of it more as 3 levels. In a moment we'll find out how Venerable Burin views this. Just very briefly, because I think the more you hear this phraseology, the more it will be helpful about those 3 levels. So the word in Pali is punya, P-A-N-N-A, and level 1, suttamaya punya, he will explain. Level 2, Chintamaya punya, and level 3, Bhavana Maya Panya. That's all from me, but we'll chat a bit back and forth. But first, dear sir, for you.
Thank you. First of all, thank you so much, Alan, for having me, and thank everyone to welcome me to your community. Yes, okay. You know, knowing in Manhattan, New York, have a people like you show up almost every week and find your peace and try to make less trouble. That's a good news, and we need it so much in New York. And I think you've been in subway, and you know people lack of that interactions a lot. And we have the digital challenge right now, right? Those things, it helped us at the beginning. Now it destroys us. The relationship, the many things. Now they talk about digital well-being. We can discuss more about this thing. It's a new topic. We need wisdom. Technology is available, but now we need wisdom. Not only how it works, but how much we're going to use it, that it not change us. Okay? So I'm so honored to be here and keep this community growing. And actually we are neighbor, and I'm actually at the 99th Street West End here. Not too far, Upper West Side. And I would like to talk a little bit about how the Orange Man sit down with you now. Because the rare things here, I was in Whole Food there, and then, wow, who are you? I'm a Theravada Buddhist Monk, and as Susan said, I travel. There's several moments I fly every month to different parts of the world, about 30 countries. I oftenly visited in 6 continents. And this here, New York, London, to Mongolia, to Brazil, to Australia, back to Jordan, and quite tiring a little bit, but rewarding. Yeah, because that's the life I want to dedicate to help people. Rich or poor, we have that basic unhappiness issue to deal with. Yeah, I don't want to use the term suffering too much, because Buddhism we talk about joy, about happiness a lot. Yeah, many people misunderstood that Buddha requires that no, he's smile, he's happy person, very happy. Now I moved to be based in New York, because I got a very interesting opportunity to work with professor at Columbia University, Jeffrey Sachs, who started sustainable development movement, that money alone, economic alone is not enough. Social need to be intact, environment need to be intact. And he interested in Buddhism, Buddha teaching. So now I'm based here and I travel less. I'm here most of the time now to see what Buddhism can make the world better, not just individual, but community level, society level. How wisdom and sustainable development can match, which is interesting. I was in UN with him, and then I'm the only monk in the room. Is ambassador, is scholar. So I'm glad to be here, and I would like to mention a little bit because today I talk about Panya, and Panya is Pali language, but Buddhism you have been experiencing in the West is not the whole thing. We have the main three branches: Theravada, which is the oldest one, then Mahayana, then Vajrayana. Yeah, you heard about it, right? Many people misunderstood. They thought Dalai Lama is like a pope of Buddhism. Because, are you Dalai Lama? No, I'm not Dalai Lama. The other day I was on the road. Hey, Buddha. They call me Buddha. No, I'm not Buddha. Many misconceptions. And now I have opportunity, I need to clarify a little bit. Dalai Lama is not the pope of Buddhists. He is a leader in his tradition, his community, and his tradition have different Lama, not just him as supreme leader. There's a yellow hat there. I don't want to go into much detail. So Vajrayana, people know quite well because Dalai Lama is here, and then many Lama teach. And then for Mahayana, we have a monk like a Thich Nhat Hanh, who pioneered at the first period like mindfulness thing that now is one of the major tools. But Theravada, not much in the West. We have some forest tradition, which is a lot of teacher learn with Ajahn Chah, but mostly lay teacher and Western monk. But Thai monk from Thailand you don't see very much. That's something interesting in history, that for Vajrayana Tibet and Mahayana Vietnamese, in history they were troubled by political system, so they fled to the West. But in Thailand, we don't have that much challenge, that the political factors there support Buddhism. So one way is good, and one way we feel comfortable. We don't have a need to come to the West. So Theravada teaching, especially from the monk, not much in the West. You get the point? And in this track, Buddha teaching were brought into the West with Sanskrit tradition more, because of Vajrayana and Mahayana use Sanskrit, not Pali. I would like to differentiate this thing a little bit, then you have wider perspective. In Buddha time, the language that Buddha speak most of the time is Pali. That we talk about Panya, this is what it is, spoken language in that time. But Sanskrit have been used in highly educated people. Sanskrit. One, the teaching spread out is two languages, Pali and Sanskrit. Sanskrit go north, we call northern school, like go to Tibet and then China, Japan, those areas. Is Mahayana and Vajrayana use Sanskrit, northern school. Pali we call southern school because it goes south, go from India to Sri Lanka, and then spread to Southeast Asia, Thailand, Burma, Laos. Can you follow? So that many similar terms in Sanskrit and Pali mean the same thing, but they written differently. For example, the term karma now have been quite familiar in the West. K-A-R-M-A, karma. This is from Sanskrit. But in Pali, we use the term karma. K-A-M-M-A. You see? Karma and karma. Nirvana, right? This term, nirvana, is from Sanskrit, nirvana. When it's in English, nirvana. In Pali, nibbana. You get the point? Yes. So, when I teach for my tradition, I use Pali. If you heard a term that you're not familiar, it's the same thing. But we call the sun differently in different countries. That's the first thing we'd like to point out. The second thing that might be interesting for you, because I was asked all the time, why you dress orange? You have this curiosity? Yeah. Quite interesting. Actually, this is very old tradition. In scripture, you open up Pali Canon. It talk about this shining color in the book. This is old, more than 2,000 years old. Color. And we have forest tradition, we have many colors. Because in the Buddha time, Buddha didn't specify the color. He said, use something from the nature. But this became popular in those days. Very funny, in 2007, I was in England, UK. I traveled and then I spent time in our centers in London, 3 months teaching. But that time, I cannot converse the language fluently yet. So I go to the language school. Imagine go to language school and then do the student card. Like they take a picture. Then one hand come this side, the lady touch my robe. Wow, so beautiful. This is the latest fashion from Milan, right? The English lady in 2007 thought I'm very fashionable, and I bought the most expensive piece from Italy and wear it. And I cannot converse so fluently. So, sorry, madam, it's not a fashion. It's my uniform. That's what I can convert. It's my uniform, and it's not modern fashion. It's quite old. It's about 2,000 years old. It shocked her because she thought it's a new fashion from Italy. She said, no, this is more than 2,000 years old. I think her brain not function anymore. She just walk away. I have 100 stories about the orange man that people do not know that this is very ancient color. Anyone know the real reason why it's orange? Anyone? You heard? Okay. It's not clearly said in the Pali Canon, but Buddhist scholars check from the text, and they have a conclusion that in the Buddha time, Buddha walked from one city to another city, and if you read the Buddha and the 500 enlightened one, it's like that most of the time. That he will have 500 enlightened one walk, follow him. We call Arahant. Yeah, but Buddha like the first honor student, and then many one who graduate enlightenment school with him, and then follow him. Most of the time he walked in the forest. This color, it look like a flame. Yeah. It chases the wild animals away. So it become very useful, safety reason, and it become popular that when you travel in the forest, this color is good, it's like the flame. Does it make sense?
And let us hope that when you're in the subway, it will work the same way.
Okay. I think I attract more. The nice thing is, 1,000 years past, it's still very practical for me to use it in the modern day. Every time I travel, they never miss me. When I arrive to the airport, yes, he's there. Right? Very useful. And it kind of a poster. People come to me a lot when they read the book or, oh, you're Buddhist monk, so I teach meditation everywhere in the airport all the time. People suffer, waiting and sometimes serious. And if I have more opportunity, I will share with you that real life story. Now we get to Yeah, keep punctual. The 3 levels of wisdom, and I use Pali, which is my tradition, and this is ancient color that I will represent the Theravada Pali tradition. These 3 levels of wisdom is existing right now in the world. However, we need both Eastern wisdom and Western science to understand it. Yet now, some people say mathematics is God. Because everything comes in number, people believe right away. Right? Any statistic GDP, or now even with meditation, they use number. When you meditate, what is the rate of your breath? What the beta level, or you see that? Yeah, they show static, and then the emotional ups and downs, they count, right? What happened in the brain. So they use mathematics now to support this idea, which is, I think, is okay. It helps. Yeah, some people resonate with that. Some people, no, I don't like number. I want to be in the nature and be in the forest. It's fine too. To understand Panya, 3 levels. The first one, Sutta Maya Panya, is Pali. Sutta. That term is like a seeing, hearing, right? That in the classroom. You get the wisdom, you get the knowledge because you see and you hear. That's Sutta Maya Panya. Then the second level, Jinta Maya Panya. Yeah. Jinta, this term, they have different translation, but I have this modern version, is imagination. Imagine, like how Einstein sit there, remember what teacher said, and then imagine further what might connect and come up at the frame. The way Isaac Newton also, what he learned from the teacher is not enough for the next thing. So he need to imagine further. That's why Einstein said imagination is more important than the knowledge. Because the knowledge keep you understand what's going on, but imagination help you move forward. This is clear? Yeah, so the first level, wisdom from, I use this term, inquisitive mind. Yeah, because you inquire, you learn. Yeah, that's inquisitive mind. Then the second level, Chintamaya Panya, wisdom from imaginative mind. That you use your imagination to understand things, to match what you imagine and reality, hypothesis. Like, then let's prove with the logic. Imagination first and then logic to support. And the last one, which I will emphasize today, Bhavana Maya Panya, wisdom from a silent mind. Yeah. Again, this is my translation. for practical reason that we need it so much. Why? Like Alan said right now, we were locked up in number 1 and number 2. And you learn Buddhism long enough, we still have that ego thing. Some days it's very high, some days go a little bit. We still need to work on that kilesa, defilement, until one day, no more, no return. Just pure and bright. If we still here, we still have some work with that. Some has a knowledge, so they try to limit that thing. Some doesn't have knowledge. They use their ignorance with a good reason. Yeah, I have a good reason to do this thing always. But they don't understand. And in all Dharma of the Buddha, Buddha said the most evil thing is avijja. Avijja means ignorance. This is the most dangerous thing. I call this the grandfather of all evil. Ignorance. They have 3 children: greed, anger, and delusion. Yeah, they have men, and then they have more, like a 3 main color: red. What else? Red.
Pink.
The 3 major colors.
All 3 major. Oh.
Red,
yellow,
blue, and yellow. Yeah, this is 3 main: greed, anger, delusion. They mix up into many colors. You get the idea, right? So without the 3rd levels of wisdom, wisdom from a silent mind. We use that inquiring, inquisitive mind and that imaginative mind mix up with this color that's not sometimes not correct, not real, but we mix up good intention with this color. I will use a very easy analogy that you can get it right away. Imagine a glass of water. Let's imagine this is clear glass, like a glass of water, clear one. Imagine that this is your mind. It's your mind, clean. When you were born, it's not 100% clean because you have the work on it, right? But if it's mostly clean, you see the reality quite correct. But one, you have many colors in it. Red one when you get angry, blue one when you feel sad, green one when you don't like some politician. And then you bring the reality. You don't see the real thing. For example, you bring yellow flower, and then you're angry with that flower. You don't see yellow, you see orange. Because it mixes up with your red color. Or you bring yellow but it's blue. You didn't see yellow, you see green. And this how this inner coloring is very vital to solve the problem. Because it's already there. The one who have wisdom will work to let it sink down and see the reality and fix it right. You get the point, right? But when it mixes up everything with good intention, but it can go to a very wrong direction because you don't see the reality, what people really need, or what your spouse or what your coworker really need. You don't see it clearly. You mix up with your own, sometimes don't know, like a wearing the color eyeglass and become a part of your body already, right? So I would like to emphasize that if you study Buddha teaching, not just read. You can read, slow down, but meditate. Because the silent mind, very important, it gives you clarity. It gives you insight. Because Buddha teaching 1,000 years ago, he teach, and then before he passed away, the Sangha asked him that, who's your successor? And Buddha said, I don't give to, very wise. I don't give to any particular one. My teaching will be my successor. Dhamma, which is always pure. But a person, sometimes ups and down, right? So he point out that panya, or wisdom, Dhamma, very important. It's available, we call akaliko in Pali. It's timeless. It's available 2,000 years ago. It's available now and in the future. So it's not about the Dhamma that matters the most by itself, but how you link that Dhamma with your color process. That's the most important thing, because Dhamma is good always like that, but how you bring that Dhamma to make your color sink down and see the reality. This is big. That you will do things quite different to your co-worker, to your parent, to many ones around you. You start to see that suffering too. You start to see the reality that not always what I want, but what it should be done in this situation, and things will get better. You want to say something? You look very attentive.
I'm attentive, but sometimes when we listen to wonderful teaching like this, people like to then go and follow up and read and study. So one thing, if you do that, the first level of which Venerable Burin spoke, Suttamaya Panya, you will see that sutta in that context is spelled S-U-T-A. But when we have spoken about the teachings of the Buddha, we use the word sutta, S-U-T-T-A, because that sutta translates as discourse. So a discourse, or the teaching offered by the Buddha, suggests something that we hear or that we read and we take in a different way. We take in on a certain level. But it's the same idea. Cinta, C-I-N-T-A, refers to the mind, or as Venerable Burin said, imagination. Imagination is an aspect of the process that we call mind. So no, then again, it's the same idea. Mind, thinking, imagination, but still, as was pointed out very clearly, still lacking great steps, but still lacking the ultimate, which we sometimes refer to as abiding wisdom. And that is through bhavana, which sometimes we would translate as meditation. Yes?
Yeah.
And by the way, I think you know this, that when Venerable Burin was speaking about the Theravada tradition, that's the tradition in which this Sangha was born, and most of the teaching offered here is in that tradition. The Vajrayana tradition that was mentioned is the Tibetan tradition, of course. So in your reading or study or follow-up or in your conversations, so you'll have greater insight into those three levels, Cinta, Sutta, Bhavana. And those, as again was mentioned, are the Pali terms.
Yes. Yeah, thank you.
Continue?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, I would like to explore further on that silent mind. I travel around the world and I teach the people who come to the session. I said to them that meditation is not a fashion. It's not something that, oh, you are cool, you meditate. Some CEO come to meditate to go back to their company to tell that I meditate. Because it looks like wow, you are achieving another level. But if you not consistently meditate and work on that colors, you lost it. You just know the concept, but the color is still spinning a lot. And then you have a wrong judgment, you have a wrong decision. So meditation or the silent mind thing is essential. Essential like what? Like a shower. Correct? We take a shower every day. Busy day, take a shower. A lot of meetings, still take a shower. Or even you forget to take a shower the next day, the first thing. Because it's unbearable, correct? If you not take a shower, you go to office and work, and it's not only you that feel not good. You start to make a feel, I smell something. So, we need a shower for the mind. This is my passion, that how we can let the whole world know, take care of your body, take care of your mind, and less trouble will happen. I have this statement often said, happy people tend to make other people happy. Unhappy people tend to make other people unhappy. I'm unhappy, you too. You get the point, right? That is contagious. So to have this meditation thing, we should look at it, not something like optional, but something essential, like take a shower, to have a good life. I said, in the morning, before you go to work, shower your body, shower your mind. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, go to work. During the day, this and that, a lot of colors come in. Nighttime, before you go to bed, shower your body, shower your mind, sleep. You have much better day. With that routine, it should be kind of wholesome or noble routine that the humanity should embrace. And it's not about religion, it's about taking care of yourself, not let that color make trouble too much to you. Read and practice. Yeah. why the silent mind is very critical. You can read about loving kindness, you can read about compassion, but you will never get there if you're not silent, meditate, reflect what happened, and how you're gonna tap that Dhamma into the reality. Without silent mind, we put our judgment, we put our bias, and we never get there. But when you are silent, this is very interesting. My master teach me and really love it. He said every day when you wake up, you open your eye. You see everyone, but you don't see yourself. You think about someone else, you don't think about yourself too much. Because it's by the design that you look outside. But when you meditate, it's the only time, or one of the few times, you see yourself. You see what you did. You see what happened. And then you start to, wow, I should not do like that. Many one don't like to be taught too much. So you listen and you reflect and you self-taught. That's very powerful. Yeah, so we need Bhavana Maya Panya as a basic thing that we should do every day, like take a shower. You can start 5-10 minutes. Can I check a little bit? Anyone can manage at least once a week that you meditate. Once a week? Yeah, good. Anyone can manage to do it on the few times a week. Raise your hand. 3 times it, can you? Yeah. Who do every day, daily? Oh, okay, good. Yeah, your color is okay. Yeah. One thing that I really love about Buddha teaching, he speaks something very simple but very profound. And he very self-evident person. In Buddha time, people come to him, Hindu, Brahmin, the priests from other religion, and oh Buddha, I want to be enlightened. And then you know what he said? He didn't claim any ownership as Dasma. He said, oh, I found a way. But I can only show you the way. You must walk by yourself. That is how Buddha positioned himself in the way that the greatest thing is not me. The greatest thing is that inner sun. Yeah, my master called it inner sun that shine to all. The inner sun, like the outer sun, shine to everyone, shine to Buddhist, Christian, Jewish, even atheists. The sun shine to those people, shine to everyone. Doesn't choose. I shine for you, I don't shine. No. That inner sun shine for all. And this is the beauty of Buddha teaching. Embrace all. And take that wisdom in the practice. As I mentioned, it's not about the Dhamma, it's about you. Because the Dhamma 1,000 years from now or is still there. But it's how it will touch you and then make a good time. The day before yesterday, I was in New Jersey. I have a small office here, like institute thing, but we have a temple in New Jersey. So I went there to visit my monk's friend. And then every day I try to exercise a little bit, walk, move the body. You sit down a lot. So I like the park, I walk. On the way back, you imagine I walk on the side of the road and then the car comes this way on the other side. Like a young guy, I just met him, Michael, 26 years old. His car has a very loud sound. Oh, and then he wear Michael Jordan sneaker. The car stopped. Hey, Buddha. Huh? Can I talk to you? Yeah, he asked me. He shouted from the other side of the road. Yes. Park your car and we talk. So he parked his car on the side. He crossed the road, come to talk to me. Just happened a few days ago. And this is something with the Panya that I would like to give you. This is a real thing happened. So I teach him the Dhamma by the side of the road. Because he suffered something. He's looking for it, and then it comes and he jumped right away. come to me. He's a Christian, I think from his family, Latin American family. He's 26 years old, but he has 10 years old boy already.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He crossed the road. Oh, are you Buddha? No, not Buddha. I'm a Buddhist monk. And do something with Dalai Lama. That's what people. Yeah, we affiliated, but not directly in that line. And I'm from Thailand. Oh, Thailand. Oh, no, I just meditated 2 weeks ago. And I feel good. And then I cannot grasp it anymore. Like the first day I feel good, and then I cannot manage my mind running. Can you say something about what Buddha teach? I want to be happy and make less trouble. Okay. This is what Buddha said. It happened in the silence, not in the talking. Nati, in Pali, Nati Santi Parang Sukhang. Yeah, dukkha, right? Sukha, happiness. Nati, like a no other. Santi is peace. And then Sukhang is happiness. Modern translation is peace of mind surpass all kind of happiness. Peace of mind. So I tell him, this is what Buddha said, peace of mind on the side of the road. Very modern Buddhism. Peace of mind surpass all kinds of happiness. For someone who never meditate, really never get it. How come peace of mind is greater than to be the president of the country, to be the richest man in the world, to have a big house? How come peace of mind? But if you are quiet enough, you will see the reality. Why we need to put happiness inside, not outside? Because by the nature, I think the other day one scholar talked about impermanent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he talked about everything outside, including yourself, it keeps changing all the time. When you hang your happiness with those things, your title, your spouse, your children, it keeps changing. Your happiness move back and forth. Is it clear to you? But once you put that happiness back inside, practice, achieve that peace of mind, sometimes we call Buddha nature. I have my Catholic student in the Philippines, they call that love. Yeah, God is life. Now scientists, you see I try to connect to the science because we needed the number. The scientists now discover when someone meditates, it triggers something in the body, but they don't know what trigger this thing. So they coin the term pure consciousness. They're not called Buddha, they're not called this pure consciousness existing inside something trigger the curve in the brain that makes someone more kind. So no matter what name we call it, we practice, it's there before we born. It's still there when we die. Once you connect to the peace of mind, always bring happiness and it's not change. It's there. That will be the process. If you not achieve it, it keeps jumping, but once you arrive, it's always there. I tell him, you know what is it? Oh man, that's what really happening right now in my life. I feel trouble with my mom. I think, okay, calm down. How can I learn more? My hand gets very cold now, like I'm excited. You see how people thirsty, hungry for this knowledge. If you have a time, we can get back to your car. You drive me to this temple, and then I introduce you to the local monk. I live in New York. I doesn't live there, so I get back to his car, and then he drive me back to the temple. And then he start a session from 7 to 9. He meditate 45 minutes, have an awesome time, and he want to bring his son, and then family. Wow, I really look for him. He said, Venerable, what is magic? Why we meet? I said, oh, I never walked this way. The first day I walked this direction and then you come. And I told him, Buddha said, there's no coincidence in the world. Yeah, in Kung Fu Panda, they use that phrase. There's no coincidence in the world. Things happen for a reason. You look for it. You send that to universe. The universe bring me to you. And he said, yes, okay, I want to be a part of your community. Yeah, maybe one day he can come and share his experience. So I would like to emphasize that we can have some Q&A